This is really cool.
This cave holds an ancient secret.
Is it safe? Or does it collapse every once in a while?
Yeah, its section collapsed.
Hidden in the hills of Armenia, this is the oldest winery ever discovered.
These are dated back to 3800 BC.
6,000 years ago, they were making wine right here?
Yes.
And it's got a story to tell.
Buried around the wine press, 3 skulls of young girls
Wait a minute.
were cooked and eaten.
I never said you'd like the ending. Growing up working in the bars of South Boston, I learned one thing. Sit down with a stranger and a couple of cocktails, and the whole world opens up. I'm Jack Maxwell. I'm in search of the world's most interesting drinks and the people who drink them. That's why they call me the Booze Traveler. If someone asked you to point to Armenia on a map, it might take you a minute. But this little country, known for Kim Kardashian, may be where it all started, the cradle of civilization. And like any place with that much history, there are bound to be some skeletons in its, well, cave.
The wine was produced for ritual purposes. The young females were eaten.
Archaeologist Dina Zadarian is showing me the world's oldest known winemaking facility, deep in the Arni 1 cave complex. They were cooked and eaten? How do you know that?
This ritual is connected with a fertility cult.
A fertility cult?
Yeah. They were killing young females to get more and more grapes from the harvest next year, for example.
They thought there was a connection, obviously.
They were either boiled or fired.
Ah! Don't get me wrong, I like a nice wine pairing now and then, but that's an odd combination, isn't it?
The fertility cult may not have caught on, but I'm glad the wine did.
Cheers.
Cheers.
At over 6,000 years old, this winery is roughly 2,000 years older than the Great Pyramid of Giza. So the wine you're drinking today may well owe a debt to this place.
Oh, that's nice. What kind of wine is that?
It's local dry wine. They're using locally grown grapes.
Archaeologists found dried vines and grape seeds in this cave from a species called Vitis vinifera, the same grapes used in most of the wine made in the world, including the wine we're drinking. Luckily, no one had to die to make it.
I just thought I saw something move. What is that? Oh, it is moving. That's a bat, Dina.
It's a baby bat.
That sound like a bat?
No, monkey.
Here's the monkeys in cave.
Did booze start in a cave in Armenia? Well, no one really knows, but the stories about it go back. Way, way back.
Wow. So that's what it feels like to be a bird. This is the longest aerial tramway in the whole world.
This little high-wire act stretches 3.5 miles over the Voratan River and is my ticket from the 21st century to the ancient world. Monasteries like this date back over 1,000 years, but what I'm looking for goes all the way back to the Book of Genesis.
Noah's Ark landed somewhere right over there, they say.
On a clear day, you can see Mount Ararat from here, the peak where many archaeologists believe Noah landed. 16 mountain ranges crisscross Armenia, but Mount Ararat is their national symbol, even though today it's technically in Turkey. They even named their famous brandy after it. If you believe the stories, Noah was quite the Renaissance man. He piloted a ship through 40 days and 40 nights of floods, did the whole animal husbandry bit, then stepped off the ark and planted grapevines. Armenians believe their wine is a direct descendant of Noah's grapes. Thousands of years later, the Arni Valley grows some of the best. If I were here 250 million years ago, I'd be swimming in an ocean. But continents shift, waters recede, and now Arni sits high in the Vayot Zor province of southeast Armenia. With archaeological sites dating back to the Bronze Age, it's one of the oldest inhabited regions on Earth.
The Armenia Valley used to be at the bottom of the sea. Now it's the driest part of Armenia. Not only dry, but hot. Feels like it's 100 degrees out.
The weather might be lousy for hiking, but it's great for growing grapes. The Arni Noir, a unique local vine discovered in an abandoned 13th century monastery, is known for its dark cherry flavor and thrives in the endless sunshine. Local winemaker David Simonian grows some of the best.
How long have you been dealing with grapes?
From his childhood.
It's August, harvest time, which means a celebration. A local friend, Rosanna, comes along to the Arni Wine Festival, where the festivities include drinking, dancing, and a few attractions you definitely won't find in Napa or Bordeaux.
This is a ceremony. Arm wrestlers fight, and the winner gets the right to smash the grape.
Arm wrestling for the right to smash the grapes?
Wow, that's a good
Yes,
muscle. That's a good armor. This is yours.
Well, in Armenia, strength is the highest of virtues. No wonder arm wrestling is a national obsession. They produce countless international champions and even have college teams. Ready? Go! Armenia is a tiny country that's been invaded numerous times. Romans, Turks, Soviets, you name it.
Okay, uh-oh.
Through it all, these people have loyally clung to their mountain home. Sometimes, as they say here, strength is all you've got.
Gotta go! Wait a minute! You were winning! How did that happen?
So Nikita won. So he is going to put his feet into this ash, and only then he can smash the grape.
Dry ash is an alkaline that contains potash, a germ-killing combo of potassium and ash. That's how they cleaned up 5,000 years ago, long before soap was invented. And I always thought the best thing to come out of a campfire was a nice s'more.
Now we have to put the grape into this barrel.
Let's do it.
Yes.
After thousands of years of evolution, the Arni grape is now extremely resistant to disease, and its thick skin protects it from drastic swings in day to night temperatures.
Hey! So this is a tradition from the very beginning.
He says it's a responsibility for him to carry this tradition. To make wine is an art. That's a great honor.
All right, that's enough talk.
What are you laughing at?
I'm ready to tap dance on some grapes.
My very first grape stomping. Oh!
I can help you.
Oh!
Yes.
That feels so funny.
Funny.
It's a lot slimier than I thought it would be. I thought it would just be wet. A snail. Look at that.
Yeah, it means the product is organic.
Ah yes, escargot and wine. What a nice pairing.
Let's save him.
Nice.
He's probably drunk.
Every cluster will make about 1 glass of wine once it's fermented, and it takes about a half ton to make a barrel.
I got it. Yeah, it's good. No, I got it.
Next step, fermentation. In jars straight out of an ancient Egyptian painting.
That's got to be 100 years old.
It's a 100 years old jar.
What a lucky guess that was.
It's a tradition where the mass went into the clay jars. It also should get some taste of a clay as well.
Modern-day fermenting is usually done in steel containers to control temperature, or oak to infuse flavor. But clay pots were the choice of the ancients.
I got it.
After the wine ferments, it's barrel-aged for about a year. But I can't wait that long, so David's letting me taste last year's vintage.
To the wine harvest. May it be a great one for you.
Yeah.
It tastes like not quite a port, but sweeter.
I've had a lot of wine in my day, but feeling the grapes popping between my toes makes me truly feel one with the wine.
Some people do not realize that this is a gift from a universe.
Salud.
Genats. We call it
Genats? What does it mean?
It's eternal.
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 Genats.
Genats.
For thousands of years, the Silk Road cut right through this part of the world, and Armenia thrived on the trade between China and Europe.
But you know, in the mountains, time runs faster, much faster. You don't feel it.
Oh, I feel it, all right.
I'm on my way to find the drink that put this country on the map. But to get there, I'm going off the map.
Oh! This is an adventure.
I'm driving through the hills of Armenia on a journey to find a drink called oghi. And my guide Vlad insists on taking a shortcut.
Be careful here, guys.
That's good.
Oghi's the drink that brought the Silk Road to Armenia 21 centuries ago. We've come to the small mountain village of Halidzor, about 150 miles south of Yerevan, the capital of Armenia. Halidzor dates back about 7,500 years. That's old even by Armenia's standards. It's got the world's first observatory, but more importantly, it's one of the top makers of Armenia's oghi. Sometimes referred to as vodka, oghi is moonshine distilled from fruit, usually mulberries. It's one of the oldest distilled spirits in the world.
Are we here?
Yes.
Woo!
White mulberry leaves are also a favorite snack of the silkworm, which is one reason Armenia was such a great place to park your caravan on the Silk Road.
Igor, nice to meet you, sir.
Igor Gazarian is OG Oghi. He's been making the traditional home brew at his family-run operation for more than 25 years.
You like mulberry vodka? No, I'm just kidding. You're too young.
The process was passed down by his father, and his father's father, and his father's father's, well, let's just say, a long time.
So now let us see exactly what the mulberry tree looks like.
Oh, we're getting it right from the tree.
Yeah.
Talk about step one.
In Armenia, mulberries are called tut, and they're used in pies, tarts, and teas. But as far as I'm concerned, the most important thing they're used for is booze.
Oh, mulberries. Nice shaking, nice shaking. I can taste the vodka now.
Oghi was called vodka during Soviet times, which is what they called anything distilled and clear. But actual vodka is traditionally made from grains, and oghi's much older. 20 centuries ago, when King Tigran was negotiating with China to make Armenia a Silk Road stopover, he schmoozed the Chinese emperor with oghi.
Careful. No, that was a good one. You got that whole branch. Kind of looks like an elongated blackberry, really. Oh, that's nice. It's a nice sweet berry.
It takes almost 11 gallons of mulberries to make just under 1 gallon of oghi. After they're collected, they're mixed into a mash and fermented for up to 3 weeks. Luckily, Igor already has a batch ready to go. Now it's time to distill it into good old white lightning.
Can I smell that before you put that on there?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's fermented.
It is.
Woo! How old is this?
I've been using it for 30 years personally, but I got it from my grandfather.
What a nice grandpa. Gives a still to his grandkid.
They've been using this copper still to make their oghi for centuries. They believe that's what gives it its unique flavor.
A good copper pot still. Boy.
The simple flour and water seal keeps the flammable alcohol vapor from coming in contact with the fire. Basically, that ring of dough is the only thing stopping this still from becoming a giant Molotov cocktail. And just about an hour later...
Eureka! We have vodka. Look at that. That's a nice steady flow.
It's a little bit hotter right now, so it's better to wait a bit for the vodka to get cooler, but it's also kind of tradition. Do you try it right now?
Simple enough.
Yeah.
Just like that. All right.
Of course, the owner has the right to test it first.
Okay, Igor. That looks like a good amount to test it with.
Okay.
I expected this big, long, just okay. All right. Should we all try it? Oh, wow. Okay.
The king of oghis definitely slides down the throat. I could drink this stuff all day.
Oh, it's overflowing. Get it. Don't waste the vodka.
In the Armenian countryside, home is where the oghi is.
Should we all try it?
This homemade fruit vodka has been produced here for countless generations. We're trying Igor Gazarian's latest batch straight from the still.
Okay. It's overflowing. Get it. Don't waste the vodka. Don't waste the vodka, whatever you do. Oh, you spilled it. A crime against humanity. That was a close one. Just in time, we saved the vodka. Oh, my goodness.
Igor invites me to stay for dessert. Now, I'd like to think it's because I saved the batch of oghi, but Armenian hospitality is legendary. They have an old proverb that says, 3 days he's a guest, on the 4th, he's a younger brother.
Oh, look at this. Baklava. You got some nuts.
With a spread like this, you can call me brother, sister, uncle, aunt, whatever you want.
An assortment of fruits. Got a nice marble cake.
And what goes best with Armenian sweets? Oghi, of course. But before we drink, a toast is a must.
I've been told that toasting is very important in the Armenian culture.
Making a toast itself, I would say it's an art.
A staple at any Armenian gathering, a tamada or toastmaster, is more than a tradition. It's a skill passed from one generation to the next.
I'm very, very happy, extremely happy to see you in my house. We respect our guests and we take good care of them.
Igor leads us through a series of toasts to family, Armenia, and even world peace.
To peace.
These toasts help guests remember what's really important in their lives, and they can last all night long. That's a lot of mulberry vodka.
It's a nice blend. The balance is nice, even though it's a very strong drink.
It's stronger, much stronger than an average vodka is. It's very easy to get drunk.
How much stronger is it? What's the percentage?
70.
70.
That's 140 proof. What's the Armenian word for hammered?
Well, here's to not drinking too much then.
And you are always welcome.
Thank you. That was a very nice toast. I feel very welcome. What's wonderful food, fruits, cakes, pastries, surpassed only by your hospitality. Thank you. Salud to mulberry vodka in Armenia. Yeah. Salud.
Caves have always been great places to hide illicit activity, like the caves of Appalachia. Perfect hideaways for southern bootleggers making moonshine. In Armenia, they made homemade hooch in caves too, like they did wine. Not because it was illegal, but because they lived there. These caves were once the largest village in eastern Armenia, and maybe its biggest distillery. The people here might have moved out of the caves, but they're still making homebrew of all kinds. And today, they're having a festival.
This is the Mulberry Festival?
Yes, we're in the town Goris.
In the southern Shuning province, Goris celebrates mulberries for good reason. Centuries after the Silk Road, it's one of the region's biggest crops, like potatoes for Idaho. The festival's kind of a cross between Ren Fair and Farmer's Market, meant to champion Armenian traditions, and all the local oghi makers are here showing off their stuff.
I'm looking for vodka. What do you got?
Homemade oghi can be as high as 160 proof.
Woo!
And unlike Igor, this guy takes it to the limit.
Thank you very much. Now, that's impressive. That is impressive. Oh! Kid, he's bouncing off his bum. That's common in Armenia?
Every holiday, on special occasions, you can see that.
Tightrope walking is a tradition that goes back to pagan times. It symbolizes balance between heaven and earth. It's a family thing here. Some clans are hundreds of years old, and when Armenia converted to Christianity, these guys were seen as holy men.
That is amazing. Mulberry vodka, is it popular in all of Armenia or just in this region?
It is popular all around Armenia, but this region is known specially for mulberry vodka.
Because oghi is homebrewed, it's like the snowflake of alcohols. No two are exactly alike.
Can I try some mulberry vodka? Oh, man. Tastes like a raisin vodka. It's only mulberry. It's so strong. What's the alcohol content?
60 or
60% alcohol.
even
You got
65.
or even 65. I think it's closer to 65.
They say a shot of oghi every day is necessary for longevity and good health. Hey, I believe it.
Who made this?
Eddie.
Eddie is part of a new generation of oghi makers who are branching out, distilling from a variety of fruits. I'm politely encouraged to try them all.
That's a fig.
Fig!
Yeah.
Fig vodka.
Armenians pride themselves on the fact that they drink a lot and never get drunk.
Oh, that's it right there. That's plenty. Oh, hey, hey.
Wish I had that gene.
That's a lot smoother than the mulberry. It's nice.
This is apricot,
That's strong.
the grape one.
Grape vodka.
Each kind of vodka is slightly different, with distinct aromas of herbs and fruit.
That's the strongest one.
Oh, is it? What the hell is that?
Cornelian cherry, they call it.
Cornelian cherry. Ah! That's a blowtorch. What if I mixed them all together? Have you ever done that? I'm gonna mix cherry vodka with apricot vodka, with grape vodka, with fig vodka, with mulberry vodka.
I was 22 when I first discovered Long Island iced tea.
For the first time in history, we're mixing 5 different vodkas.
And like most 22-year-olds, I thought I was a genius.
We'll call this the 5-finger death punch.
Okay, maybe not so genius.
Salud! Hey, Armenia! 5 vodkas! Salud!
A full day of drinking 150 proof oghi can take a toll. Technically, there's no Armenian word for hangover, but thankfully they still have a cure for one. Vlad's taking me 37 miles outside of Yerevan to Sagonk village at the foot of the Pambak Mountains, to a guest house that serves the best cure around. There's only about 1,000 people here, but plenty of company on the road.
Oh, look, more cows. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I'm Jack.
My name is Yura.
Yura, nice to meet you.
Yura Sargsyan is an award-winning chef who cooks up traditional Armenian dishes, like kash, at his guest house.
This is the stuff. Oh, I gotta stir that up a little bit.
Hush.
What's in this thing? Oh, what is that?
Water.
Those are feet of a cow.
That's a first for me.
I'm not exactly head over heels on this one, but let's just hope I don't get, cold feet. When you drink for a living, putting your foot in your mouth is an occupational hazard.
This is the soup.
In Armenia, putting a cow foot in your mouth, well, that's a hangover cure.
Feet of a cow. Or
Hoofs. That's
Yeah.
cow hoofs? That's a first for me.
The way my head feels, might be better not to question ancient Armenian wisdom. They tell me this thick bovine broth is packed with essential vitamins, the ones you lose when you're drinking.
we simply cut feet of a cow or a bull, and then it takes about 6 hours to cook this dish.
It's been said, eating kash without vodka is like belly dancing without a navel. Well, we wouldn't want that.
Get out of the way. I don't want to get kicked by that cow's hoof.
Originally, kash was the food of the poor. It's simply water and leftover cow parts. I guess there could be worse parts to choose from. You can't go wrong with garlic and a little salt, or a whole bunch of it.
Wow, that's a lot of salt.
That's a lot.
Salt helps with rehydration, and garlic is purifying, making it an even better hangover cure, and hopefully tastier.
Tearing lavash.
Lavash is an Armenian flatbread. It gives the soup substance and soaks up acids in the stomach.
Ta-da!
According to tradition, before we start, wish each other bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Wow.
Ուրախաշ։
That's all right.
Բարեխորժակ ուրախաշ։
The way how he says it means happy chosh.
Happy hush.
Now that you mention it, it is happy.
It's fantastic.
How it has been for centuries and centuries, this tradition won't change ever.
You actually eat the cow's hoof? It's not just something to put in the soup to give it flavor?
Yeah.
Oh, of course you gotta have with some lavash. He put the whole hoof in his mouth.
He says it's good one.
It's a good one. It just tastes like cow's hoof, right?
Eating a hoof. All right.
That's beautiful.
Armenians usually give 3 toasts. First, for the people in attendance.
I love the Armenian people. They're so warm and inviting. Salud!
Second, for the chef.
The persons who made this.
And finally, to the kash itself.
Cow's hoofs. Cheers.
At this rate, we're gonna need more kash.
Thank you for your hospitality. Salud!
Back home when you're on the road, you're never too far from a truck stop cup of coffee. In Armenia, the roadside attractions are a little more exciting.
All right, that's what I'm talking about right there. Moonshine. Hi, how are you? What do you have? Ooh, that sounds good. Can I try a little? Thank you.
Ah, just like a lemonade stand. Well, not just like one. This is Armenian DIY spirit in action. You can get homemade wine.
Oh, that's nice and sweet.
And the stronger stuff, too.
Oh, straight up, roadside, eye of the devil, moonshine. Nice.
Stands selling roadside hooch have been a part of Armenia since the Silk Road days. Today, they're popular stops for long-haul truckers passing through from neighboring Iraq, Iran, and Georgia.
Can I buy this? I want to buy a bottle.
300.
300?
Yes.
All right, 300. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll see you later. Thanks for the stuff. 4 bottles, 2 different kinds of wine, a vodka, and a cognac, supposedly. Grand total, $5 grand. US dollars, about $12.50. That's a score, huh?
Winston Churchill once said the 4 essentials of life are hot baths, cold champagne, new peas, and old brandy. Well, especially if it's world peas, right? Churchill's favorite brandy, all right, one of them, is made right here in the Armenian capital of Yerevan. It just might be this booze that helped decide the fate of the world after World War II.
Yerevan. Could be the Middle East. Feels like the middle of Europe, really. Almost like Paris. Bonjour. See what I mean? She said bonjour.
Yerevan's one of the oldest inhabited cities in the world, and it owes its European flavor to Soviet architects who wanted to remake it as Paris or Vienna. Wonder how much brandy they were drinking when they came up with that one.
You know, if there's only a big sign here that told us what they make. Oh, there it is, okay.
The Yerevan Brandy Company makes Ararat, the most famous booze in Armenia. And brand ambassador Marina Badalian is giving me the VIP tour.
First thing is the smell, though.
You can smell.
Oh, my goodness.
I
It
have to
smells so rich. It gets your taste buds going right away. Everywhere I go, people tell me, have you had Ararat? You gotta try Ararat. This is the best thing ever.
In 1902, this humble Armenian brandy won the prestigious grand prize at the Paris exhibition, beating the French, who make cognac, the brandy.
You know, they say that Ararat is the spirit of Armenia. And at first we can understand it as a soul, and only then as a beverage.
What a great way to put it.
The brandies are aged in oak from 3 to 20 years and made only with local grapes from the Ararat Valley, the same type Noah planted here thousands of years ago.
What's that? That we keep all the money you make from this company?
It's even more than money. The collection of our brandies are kept there.
I know the combination. It's 1130, the reception. I just asked her, she told me. She tells everybody, right? Wow. goodness.
So please.
What is this, Marina?
Collection of our brandies.
1902?
1902 is still kept here.
How many bottles do you have here?
So here about 25,000 bottles kept in the collection.
Wait a minute. About 25,000?
Yeah.
So let's say one of them ended up, not being here. You wouldn't know exactly, right?
This vault holds a historic masterpiece. It's called Divine. Aged 10 years in oak, it was served at the 1945 Yalta Conference when Stalin, Churchill, and Roosevelt got together to plan the post-war world.
The brandy that saved the world. I feel like Churchill. This is the one.
Winston Churchill loved this drink so much
50% alcohol it has in it, so it's really very strong.
that Stalin sent him 400 bottles a year afterwards.
The caramel, the cream, the velvet. This is a work of art.
A bottle of this 10-year-old stuff will set you back over $100. Believe me, it's a steal.
Oh, is that beautiful?
If there's a top shelf, Divine is one shelf up. It's what put Armenia on the map for just what might be the best brandy in the world.
Oh, I want to cry. It's so good. This is one of the finest alcohols I've ever had in my life. Thank you. Oh, this is the experience of a lifetime as far as alcohol goes. A lot of people are leaving the villages in Armenia to come right here to the capital, Yerevan, in search of opportunity. I'm following in their footsteps, but it's not career, it's cocktails I'm in search of.
Armenia has always been an alcohol-friendly country. But for about 70 years under Soviet rule, their options were basically beer, wine, and vodka. Since the fall of the Soviet Union, the country's cocktail culture has caught up fast. Armenia's never had a prohibition, but today, it's hip enough to have a speakeasy.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm looking for something particularly Armenian.
You know a place hasn't truly arrived until it's gone retro. So it fits that Speakeasy is Yerevan's first specialty cocktail bar.
I'm looking for something particularly Armenian.
have you ever tried Armenian mulberry oghi?
Mulberry eau de vie is just a fancy way of saying oghi. But my bartender Artem's take has Tabasco, chocolate liqueur, and cream, like a Mexican hot chocolate.
Tabasco?
Yeah,
Did you invent this drink?
yes,
You created this.
I did.
All right, let's take a sip. It's icy cold. Peppers always enhance the flavor of things. That's the top note, is the pepper for me.
I think chocolate, hot and cold is like the best combination.
Drinking cocktails in Armenia means drinking in a mix of cultural influences. A little West, a little East, a little traditional, and a lot of flavor.
Can I join you? What's your name?
Archie.
Archie, I'm Jack. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Anthony,
Anthony?
today you see a lot of cocktails here in Armenia because a lot of people, they come from Middle East, from other places, so they bring, their own ideas.
Their own taste, their own experiences, sure.
Have you tried dudu shots, for example?
A doo-doo shot?
Yeah.
That sounds
This unfortunately named shot, made with vodka, lemon juice, Tabasco, salt, pepper, and garnished with an olive, has rapidly become the go-to drink for bar patrons.
Every bartender will tell you
Yeah.
that he invented that
Yeah.
shot.
really. Every single one.
I never thought anybody would actually want to claim doo-doo as their own.
Salud. Wow. Ooh. That is such a weird drink because it's sweet, it's savory, so much salt. It has the heat from the Tabasco.
I think you had enough hot today, yeah?
Yeah. How did you find this one, Anthony?
Very close friends.
Yeah, we are childhood friends.
Childhood friends.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're more than friends?
Not yet.
Oh, breaking news! Anthony and us. And if you say not yet, what are you waiting for?
So how is the doo-doo?
He said, changing the subject. I think I'm in doo-doo for putting you on the spot. Tomorrow, you're gonna say, I hate that guy.
20 years ago, trying to find a cocktail in Armenia was harder than getting a tan in the winter. But today, you can't spit without hitting another themed bar. Everyone seems to be chasing the next cocktail trend, but none of it would be here if not for the passion of one man who pulled Armenia's bar scene out from behind the Iron Curtain and into new heights. El Sky Bar is a private club owned by Elite Life, the Armenian version of GQ. Waiting for me 17 stories up is the president of the Armenian Bartenders Association, the godfather of mixology.
Tigran!
This is Tigran Avatizian.
Nice to see you. So you're a professional bartender, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, maybe scintillating conversation isn't exactly his thing.
Let's see Yerevan. Show me your cocktail or two. What do you say?
I will present you some very good cocktails today.
For over a decade, Tigran's been working to find and breed new talent and launch them onto the international stage. They've already got some big wins under their belt. In 2012, 2 Armenian bartenders each won second place in their respective categories at the World Cocktail Competition in Beijing.
Give me something Armenian.
I think the best choice is Cherry Lady. The base on Armenian brandy, arat, and sour cherry juice.
Arat's the good stuff. Oh!
Thank you.
Let's try this then. Oh, that's nice. Smoky.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the brandy.
Yeah, of course.
And the cherry is so rich, dark. I can see why this is a popular drink. It goes down easy.
Yeah.
It's like punch.
I think the next one will be based on some Armenian fruits, sunset over Yerevan.
What a
Yes.
place
Yeah.
to order a sunset over Yerevan.
This Sunset over Yerevan is made with Ararat brandy, muddled fig, and honey. It also comes with fresh figs and hazelnuts, kind of like a biblical Cosmo.
Oh, that's good. That tastes peachy.
And all that pent-up creativity under Soviet rule has exploded into a rainbow-colored, fruity fever dream. I like it.
The culture is changed last 10 years. More people is drinking quality drinks, quality cocktails.
People get more of a taste,
Yes.
a sophisticated palate to many beautiful sunsets over Yerevan.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Something old, something new, something borrowed, and a whole lot of honking cars.
Nothing like a wedding, huh?
Armenian weddings are elaborate affairs, especially in the Arni Valley. I've already missed the pre-ceremony drinks and dancing, and the ceremony itself, but I've scored an invite to the reception, thanks to my winemaking buddy David Simonian. Remember him? He's the brother of the groom.
Hi, congratulations. You look great.
Before we can celebrate the new couple, they must first observe an old tradition.
Why did they stop here, of all things, at this monument?
This monument is dedicated to all the victims of World War II. This is act of respect.
During World War II, more than 500,000 Armenians served in the Soviet Army, almost 1/3 of the population at the time, and nearly half of those didn't return home. Paying their respects here is more than an obligation. It's a way of asking for the marriage to be blessed.
Is it custom for every newly married couple,
Yes.
right from the wedding,
Yes.
to come here only in this village?
Well, surrounding villages as well.
This reminds me of the scene in The Godfather when
Oh, yes.
Michael Corleone gets married to the young Italian girl, and they're all walking like this.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what it reminds me of.
Well, there is one difference. Michael Corleone's wedding didn't have this many types of liquor. They've got the best booze from all across the country.
Can we take a sniff of this stuff?
Homemade oghi,
With all the moonshiny goodness.
Ararat brandy, and something special for the wedding, pomegranate wine.
Oh, that looks
See the
good.
color?
The pomegranate, an Armenian symbol of fertility, is an important part of any wedding.
That's beautiful.
In ancient times, the bride would throw a pomegranate against the wall, scattering the seeds to supposedly ensure the happy couple many future children.
It's a beautiful wedding. Oh, it almost tastes just like pure pomegranate
Yes,
juice
it is.
with a tiny, tiny bit of sweetness and a lot of pucker. I know that song. Brings a tear to your eye. So nice.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'm a big softie.
The first dance, a giant feast, plenty of drink. Some things in a wedding are universal. And some aren't. Like dancing with meat.
These ladies, they serve this barbecue only after the godfather give them some money.
Then they'll serve the barbecue.
Yes.
Well, that's one way to get a tip. Dancing at a wedding isn't unique to Armenia. But like most things here, it has a ridiculously long history. You can find evidence of Armenians cutting a rug in rock paintings dating back to 5000 BC.
They don't stop! Woo! I thought that song would never end. Wow, they know how to really celebrate here in Armenia.
dancer.
I'm a horrible dancer. You're just a nice guy. Thank you. More drinking?
More.
More drinking, he says. Cheers. I got you. I'm not leaving you hanging.
If this wedding is like most in Armenia, we'll be here deep into the night, maybe till tomorrow morning. But drinking in Armenia is nothing if not epic. They've had 6,000 years of practice. What else can you say except, well, here's to 6,000 more.